All right, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, getting ready to make another channel update video. This one is special because it is either the final update of the year or the first update of the year, depending on when I release it. It might be planning on coming out January 1st or slightly later, I think. So, yeah, should be a pretty big update. Now, this year, I'm not really gonna belabor the point. It's pretty clear that this has been a crazy year for most people, and it's been difficult for a lot of people. For me, in my life, I'm actually very lucky because I work at a call center, so we were able to transition to working from home pretty early in the whole pandemic, and for me, that's just increased my quality of life big time. Being able to work from home allows me so much more time to work on videos and work on other hobbies. And it's just been very beneficial to me. I understand that for a lot of people, they have had different experiences. So obviously, I apologize if you've had a rough time and if things are not going well. Luckily for me, I've been able to just keep on going through life. We actually moved into a house. We moved out of our apartment in May of this year. Moved into a house for the first time, me and my wife and my dogs and my cat, all living in a house with a backyard and in a nice little, reasonably quiet neighborhood. We do have a crazy next door neighbor who sometimes likes to get drunk and start shit. So that's not been fun, but luckily it hasn't really impacted us too heavily either. But yeah, it's been, on that side of things, life and outside of YouTube, it's been better than I would have expected for, a year like this to go for someone like me, who I used to always think tend to get unlucky. But this year, I've definitely been very lucky to be able to continue working, keep a roof over our heads, and even more than that, actually making a decent profit and being able to upgrade a bunch of things. I've got a nice little studio here now where I do my at-home work and my YouTube and just gaming and everything else. Got myself a Elgato capture card that I talked about previously, and got my room set up so I can switch to whatever console I want on the click of a button or two. And same thing, switching to PC games. It's very easy. I can record almost anything I want. So it's been very good in terms of that. And it's going to continue getting better in that regard too. This video, you will not notice it because I don't have it set up yet, but I got myself a bunch of acoustic foam that you can put up on your walls to help with the audio. I noticed that probably one of my biggest weaknesses right now is my audio. So I'm working on that. I think I might have to replace my mic soon. This is a Blue Yeti that I got probably 5 or 6 years ago now, and it's lasted me this entire time. It's been fantastic. But, if the work that I do around the room doesn't improve audio that much, then the mic is going to be something I'm thinking about upgrading in the near future. So that will help with my video production and stuff like that. So yeah, just a general year overview. It's been going well for me, and I hope that you guys are surviving and making it through however you are. So, to talk about how the channel has been doing, well, right now I'm looking at 28 days, but let me see if I can change this. Yeah, the last 365 days. So this is funny. In the entire year of YouTube analytics, I've got 23,270 views, which is actually incredible. That's much higher than I would have expected for this last year in YouTube. Mostly those views coming from my Final Fantasy tanking guides, which is to be expected. In fact, the top 10 is all 100% Final Fantasy 14, which makes sense because that's what a lot of my subscribers were here for. And people still loving Final Fantasy 14 and looking up that content. So that's really cool. But we have gained a grand total of 7 subscribers, which is actually something. I mean, for a while I was losing subscribers. So, this is a positive outcome. So really, pretty good for the year, given what I've done with my channel and you know, how I've been. Actually, a lot of this year was mostly inactive. So when I was active, it wasn't really consistent. So just you know, a bumpy road in terms of consistency and content on my channel, but the analytics are moving forward anyway. So that's nice to see. And I'm really curious to see how this new year is gonna proceed because of, you know, the new approach that I'm taking to the channel will definitely change the amount of videos that go out. So that could change the amount of views, but it'll be a fun experiment, I think, and I hope to stay consistent throughout this year. We'll see. I've been noticing that the process on making these new essay type videos is, first of all, very fulfilling. So by the time it's all done, it feels very good to just send it out there and like take a break for a couple days and just, you know, relax. So I really enjoy the feeling of finishing a video. However, even both, like the journey video was easier because it was much shorter, obviously, and the game itself didn't have much to dissect except for just my own interpretations, right? Which I really is one of the main strengths of that game. With the Devil May Cry video, I noticed it took a lot more time to dissect the story and the different game mechanics, and then also cut up the videos to show the proper clips. And you know, it was something that was just a lot more involved and took a lot more time than I thought it would, even in comparison to the Journey video. The Journey video was about what I would have hoped for, but the Devil May Cry 5 one was longer. And I think a big part of that was because I went kind of really deep into the story and I covered almost everything that happened in the story and almost every mission, which is something right now when I look at that whole project, that's the thing that stands out the most to me as something I probably will change for my next video. And it's not a knock on the story of the next video, but it's just something that I want to experiment with because, like I said, it was a little stressful when I was getting towards the end of December and I still wasn't finished like writing the essay, right? So, and I wasn't, you know, I'm not necessarily working you know, 4 to 6 hours a day on it. I'm working usually 2 hours a day, sometimes a little less, and there are the occasional days where I don't do it. So, you know, but it was just taking a very long time. So I'm going to experiment with condensing the essay in the next video. And it's looking more and more like that video is going to be about Ghost of Tsushima or Tsushima. Every time I say the name out loud, I doubt that I said it right. But this game is absolutely fantastic, 100% deserving of my time and effort into a video. But just because I'm not going to be breaking down the story in a 100%, you know, the 100% way that I did, it doesn't mean that the story is not good or it doesn't deserve it. It's just I'm trying a different thing. And I'm going to be doing that a lot. There's actually a real chance the next video was going to end up being Cyberpunk, which I am playing as well, and I'm enjoying. Probably not as much as Ghost right now, but it's a good game. I'm having fun with it. But the way that life is working right now, I'm probably going to be focusing on Ghost, and we'll see how that goes. And then very likely the next one is going to be Cyberpunk, and then after that, I'm not certain. So it'll be fun from there. And as always, if you have suggestions of games that you would like to see, my list is large already, which means that it's very possible that your game is on that list. So if it is on that list and I see suggestions for it or requests for it, then that's going to help bump that specific game up my priority list, right? So if there's a certain game you'd like to see me do, then just let me know. And there's a good chance that I'm already thinking about it. So, you know, there's no harm in letting me know. And if I haven't thought about it, then, you know, maybe I will look it up and I'll like the look of it, or maybe I won't. But whatever. That's something that we'll decide depending on the suggestion, I guess. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to hope to spend a little less time on the actual the essay writing and the video editing a little bit. But we'll see. So the flip side is that what I'm finding now is my issue is that the game is pretty long, and I've been playing. I don't know how many hours. If I can tell you right now that I have 12 full sessions of at least 2 hours. Well, some of them are smaller though, so maybe about 20 hours or a little more. And I'm only cracking into Act 2. But that's because of the way I was playing. I was doing a ton of the side quests because this game is very fun, and it's the type. It's a very good example of an open world game that excels because it's just fun to play. So yeah, the side quests are kind of like not super in depth and not super detailed, but you don't really care because you're just looking for an excuse to just get out there and murder a bunch of people playing as a samurai, and it's very fun. So anyway, this is not a video about Ghost, but I'm just noticing that it's taken me a while. However, I am doing a concentrated effort on pushing through the main story now, so hopefully I'll be able to start getting towards the end and get into the editing process. And I don't know, depending on how long it takes me to beat the game, I'm hoping I can have the video out sometime in January, but I really don't want to rush it, because if I rush it, then I'm not going to be happy with the final product. So right now, the biggest obstacle, I think, is how long it's taking me to play through it. So once I can get through the game, I'm looking forward to, condensing my actual video editing process, and hopefully I'll be able to do that within January. If not, then the next video you see will probably be another channel update, or it could be a first impressions video. That's possible as well. Maybe unlikely though, but who knows what might come out. So yeah, probably just going to be showing you a bunch of clips of Ghost in the background so you can see what I've been having fun with. And hopefully I'll be able to put out this video soon. I don't think I have much more to say. I was actually, at first when I started recording this, I was planning on doing the last 30-day analytics. So we did the last 365 days. In the last 30 days or the last 28 days, channel's got 939 views, which is 661 less than usual. Bit of a bummer. Not sure why that happened. And subscribers, we gained 2 subscribers this month. So thank you to you two who joined. And yeah, that's going to do it probably for this channel update. It's been a crazy year. Everyone's saying that. So I think it's pretty clear. It has been a bit of a strange year. Hopefully 2021 will normalize a bit. Don't really know. And if it does, then we'll adapt. And if it doesn't, then we'll adapt. So that's my plan anyway. Hope you guys are enjoying life. And thanks so much for tuning in. If you've watched this whole video, I appreciate it. And we will see you next time.